Hello, lovely people. Viv going live from York. I thought I'd do a quick live today about tips for getting motivated because I started you might have seen me posting on social media. I started a crazy fundraising thing today, which I'm going to be doing for 31 days. And it just got me thinking, well, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, but we've had a swimming pool for easily a month now. I can't even remember when we got it. And I've been using it a bit, and I need to get a bit healthier, just because just before Christmas I had a bit of a car accident and it messed up my knee and a few other things, and also my dad's illness meant I was eating unhealthy things. So I could have been using that a lot more than I have been doing. But those desires to, get healthier and lose weight and all that sort of boring stuff isn't as motivating as maybe getting away from the aches and pains of my knee. So that's what got me thinking about motivation. And I know there is a thing out there that motivation is sort of, you either want to move towards something pleasurable, like losing weight or getting healthy or feeling slimmer or fitting into your clothes, or move away from something painful like aches and pains, or the idea that, if you've got a family history of heart attack or diabetes or something like that, that can motivate you. And weirdly enough, as human beings, we tend to prefer the motivation away from pain. So it just got me thinking, because obviously I'm doing this fundraising over the next 31 days where I'm going to be doing walking up and down the pool, which doesn't sound that big a deal, but walking through water is really tricky. And I'm feeling really motivated to do that, even though I could have been doing it over the last however many times, because I checked with my physio and she said that actually that would be really useful for my knee, and my knee is still causing me problems even though it's like 6-7 months after the car accident. So there's part of me going, I really need to look into doing something better for that, and I want to move away from that pain and being worried about that. Also, I'm fundraising for Zach, and it's been upsetting to see the fact that he had all these amazing ideas for fundraising for this trip that he's doing, but a lot of them he now can't do because of social distancing. And he was going to try and get sponsorship from businesses who he could wear like sponsored t-shirts when he's out there, so they could get some free advertising and stuff like that. And obviously that's going to be really tricky for him to do. So obviously I'm working off the fact that he's really struggling to find ways to fundraise that he can do that easily. So I thought I'd help him out with that. And then obviously I've got that sort of moving away from the grief of losing my dad, and I'm finding it really useful to honour his memory. So it's 5 months since he died today, and I'll be finishing 6 months after he died. So I'm sort of grieving, but I just feel that I'm moving away from that pain of grieving for him, because I'm doing something honouring and keeping his memory alive and still talking about him and doing things that I think he would be proud of. Being a good ancestor, so that's what I'm doing as part of the challenge, is also reading the book White Supremacy and Me to become a good ancestor. So it got me thinking why I was finding it a lot. So this morning I got up, and anyone who knows me would be surprised that I was up quite early for me, and doing stuff. So normally I get up and then I just mill around for a bit because I'm a night owl, so mornings aren't that great. But I was really motivated this morning because I just wanted to get on and get my 25 lengths done and start charting what I was doing and read the chapter that I wanted to do, because I'm being motivated by this sort of pain to move away from the aches and pains of what I'm doing and helping Zach, and wanting to be able to put stuff on social media saying that I've done what I said I was going to do. And then it got me thinking about the other thing that really motivates me at the moment. So I know people know about, if you're trying to work out why you want to do, especially if you're self-employed or you're in a business which you're the main person in and you're sort of running what you're doing. And it got me thinking, because obviously I've got my shamanic business and my essential oil business, and sometimes the motivation for that I find quite tricky, especially over the last couple of months when I've been dealing with other stuff. So it got me thinking about, if you're moving away from pain, and that's a much bigger motivator rather than moving towards something pleasurable, i.e. earning money or getting food on the table and stuff like that. So it got me thinking about the questions you can ask to get you motivated. So the idea of your why needing to make you cry, but I don't really like that one because yeah, people struggle with that one. So that idea of really drilling down and keeping on drilling down into what hurts you, why are you doing what you're doing, what are you moving away from, and keeping asking that. And I read it in it was backed up by reading it in one of the books I've read, that it's a network marketing book by Fraser Brooks. If you want to get a copy, you should. It's amazing if you're in network marketing. To be honest, if you're in any business where you're communicating with people, which I should imagine is quite a lot of businesses, I like the fact he talks about what hurts you and then keep asking that important question. So, you know, for me, I did the oils because they really help my family. They got my daughter off antibiotics, which I really don't like. I don't like my kids being on those sort of drugs that have nasty side effects. So there's a moving away from pain. I wanted to do something positive to keep her off stuff. I have really bad reactions to diclofenac, I think it was, that I used to have to take for my back, which I haven't had to use since finding the oils, because I use all that. So again, that motivation to get away from something that was really bugging me, and drugs just don't work well with me. I've had disastrous experience with drugs. So again, that moving away from pain, things that are bothering you, is a really good motivator. So I just thought sharing that and going into, you know, if you're a business owner, especially at the moment, there may be a bit of a low motivation because of what's going on and struggling with stuff. So finding that sort of pain point where you want to go away from pain. So, you know, if you're struggling with money, you want financial freedom. Yeah, that's a really big motivator at the moment. But why do you want that? So, you know, you might want to save for your kids because things have gone a bit pear-shaped, and have more free time with them, especially at the moment, with the kids being around more. But then again, why do you want to do that? And I just love that idea. So for me, it would have been, I don't want my kids to have to worry about their future, and that they can enjoy their childhood. So that would have been a really good motivator for me. But then why is that important? And maybe it would end up being something like, I ended up in a career I didn't want to work in because I was worried about money, and so then I felt stuck, that I couldn't get out of that, and I don't want the same for my kids. So I just thought I'd share, seeing as I'd been thinking about, why am I willing to do this crazy thing I'm doing? But I've had this pool for like a month and I haven't done as much stuff, and just finding that thing that helps you get motivated. So if you're not feeling motivated about something, it's sometimes a much better idea. So instead of saying, I want to run like a fast mile, that's not something that I would ever want to do, but you know what I mean, for health reasons, to look good or be healthy, it might be better of you thinking, well, what are the pain points you're running away from, rather than the pleasure you're going towards. Is it because you want to, you know, have a healthier heart because maybe some of your relatives died of a heart attack? Or do you want to be a good role model to your kids and show them that they can be fit and healthy and enjoy it? So I just thought I'd share some of those because it got me thinking this morning, how did I manage to get up this morning and be in the pool by, I think it was by 10 o'clock, which is just ridiculous for me. Not that I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be in the pool every morning at 10 o'clock, especially depending on the weather. But I just thought I'd share those. So if you're feeling not very motivated and you're thinking, I'd really like to do something, it's definitely worth thinking about why you're doing it, really drilling down into that. So not just your surface why, but really keep asking why until you can't come up with any more reasons. But also find a way to maybe flip, so that you're running away from pain rather than running towards pleasure, or you have more pain that is motivating you than pleasure, because that's definitely something that seems to work and is backed up by science. So aren't we weird species that we want to move away from pain more than pleasure, more than moving towards pleasure? But hey, if you want to be motivated, it's worth considering, and you can very often turn positives into negatives so that it's something that you're moving away from rather than something that you're moving towards. Anyway, if you want to know more about the crazy stuff I'm doing, if you want to sponsor me, let me know that you sponsored me, because I am doing an essential oil giveaway. I have found, I think, about £120 worth of oils that I'm willing to give away to people who sponsor me from this country. I can't really send them further away than Europe, but if you want to share my fundraising, that would be awesome. And yes, I've got some nice oils to give away, and I'll be sending little, like, how you can use them and stuff. But I've got tea tree, lemon, lime, eucalyptus. There was a couple of others. So if any of those are making you think, oh, I wouldn't mind winning an oil, then go sponsor me. I'm going to put all the names in a jar, which will be awesome. And if you want to know more about why I'm doing the crazy thing that I'm doing, other than I'm moving away from the pain of my knee and the pain of grieving and the pain of Zach not being able to do his stuff, then go and read my story about my ancestors. If you want to join me in reading the White Supremacy and Me book, then let me know. I started day 1 today, but you've got 28, it's a 28-day type of thing, but you can do catch up. It'd be nice to know that other people are reading it as well. It's a really good book that I think everybody should read, just to be aware of what's going on. Also raising money for Black Lives Matter, so if you do want to sponsor me, go and split your money between Zach's Kenya trip and Black Lives Matter, and just let me know that you have. I'll be able to tell some of the ones you've done, but the Black Lives Matter I won't be able to tell, so let me know and I'll put you in the prize draw. Also, remember, you're amazing and awesome. That's one of my big business-wise, that I do the oils and the shamanic stuff. I love the idea of helping people, but one of my pain points is seeing people not believe that they're awesome, amazing, fantastic human beings. We're all unique. Remember, we're all unique. We all have gifts to give to the world. So one of my pain points with my shamanic healing and essential oils is I don't like seeing people not realise how amazing they are. So that's one that really motivates me, because you are all awesome, amazing, unique, individual, fantastic human beings, and don't forget it. Okay, take care everybody. Bye.